Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I thought I would do another classic film review, and in honour of the sequel arriving very soon for Super Troopers 2, which I'm very excited to see, I thought I'd do a classic movie review for the first Super Troopers movie that the Broken Lizard crew did in 2001. Now, before watching Super Troopers, I've no idea who Broken Lizard were. To be honest, I still don't really. I know they're a comedy troupe in America and they've done a number of movies, and I'm considering doing a review for each of the movies that they've done. They did Super Troopers, then I believe it was Club Dread, Beer Fest, and then the restaurant one that they did, something salmon, I think. Can't remember the name of that one. And to a certain degree, I've enjoyed all the movies that they've done. And like I say, I'm very excited for Super Troopers 2. Now, Super Troopers 1, first time I saw it, I absolutely loved it. I was just crying with laughter watching this movie. It's completely juvenile, completely stupid. And as with most comedy movies, it's subjective. Now, I suspect there are a few people out there that absolutely despise Super Troopers and the comedy that these guys do, because it is a bit of an acquired taste. If you wanted to watch a comedy movie that makes sense, then I don't recommend watching these guys' movies, because they don't make sense at all. They're just funny, and they just try and be as juvenile as funny as they can be, and that's what I like about them. They just let the comedy flow, if you like, into the movies, and you'll either love it or you won't. And 80% of what they put on screen is funny and it makes you laugh, and 20% misses the mark, and misses the mark pretty badly for me. And depending on your thoughts towards this kind of comedy, that will either lower or raise depending on your style of comedy tastes. And what we get with Super Troopers is we get these guys who are highway patrolmen basically, but they're not very good at the jobs. All they do is mess about basically. They'll mess about with the people they are pulling over who've been speeding. They'll joke and mess about with the local police, and they'll joke and mess about and pull pranks on each other, and that's all they live for basically, is just having a good time and fun. And the problem is, and we have Brian Cox in this movie as well, who is just wonderful. He's their leader. The problem is that there are two police departments. Like I said, there's a highway patrol and the local police, and the budget can't allow for them both to continue. So they need to basically pull the socks up and start doing the jobs and doing it properly, because if they don't, they're in danger of being shut down. However, this lot are incapable of doing anything properly apart from messing up. So they can't seem to get anything right. There's a huge drug bust going on. They stumble across these piles of marijuana that clearly leads to an investigation, and they've got some of the evidence, and the local police have got some of the evidence, and they can't work together to solve the case. So they've got half the evidence either side basically. And while Brian Cox is desperate for them to solve this case, to make the precinct shine, in regards to getting the budget that they want to stay open, they're just incapable of doing it. They're just imbeciles basically. They are clearly imbeciles, but it's funny to watch. Some of the pranks in this will just... I remember watching this with my wife. We didn't go to cinema to see it, but I remember watching it on DVD with my wife, and there's some scenes in this where we were literally crying with laughter. It was that funny. A real slapstick comedy movie this, with some very talented comedy actors as well. The director is the guy who's one of the crew, Jay Chanderhauser. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. Oh, it always surprises me actually why you don't see more of these guys in movies other than the Broken Lizard stuff they do together, and I don't know why they don't, but you don't really see them in hardly anything other than these sort of things. But Super Troopers is one of my all-time favourite comedies. It probably might even make it into a top 10 list. If I did a top 10 list of my favourite comedies of all time, it might even sneak in there. I'm not really sure. But needless to say, I love this movie. It's a classic comedy movie. A lot of fun. If you just let your hair down, and if you've never seen it before, if you just want to put a comedy movie on and just relax and laugh to, and definitely not to be taken seriously, this movie, then you'll have a good time with this movie if you just allow the juvenile humour to take you over. It's not cruel. It's not that kind of humour. It's not overly cruel. It's just fun. And there's just these guys having fun, and that's what I really like about this movie. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Super Troopers 2. I don't expect it to be as good as the first one, but I'm hoping in some part they capture some of that magic. So I'm going to give this one, guys, an 8 out of 10. Definitely worth a watch if you've never seen Super Troopers. And I am, like I say, I'm seriously considering doing a review for the rest of the Broken Lizard movies, because to a certain degree I'm a fan of them all. So thanks for watching, everybody, and check out this movie if you've never seen it before.